Okay, and we are now live. Thank you everyone for joining us. This is the 13th episode of Skill Check. And as usual, we will be starting with a new group this week. Unfortunately, we only got one new person to join us, but that's okay. It's somewhere to start. Joining me, as usual, is my good friend Tyler. Tyler, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
So I'm Tyler, as always. As I say every time, I've had about 20 years experience playing D&D. Tonight, I have a character that I am going to enjoy the heck out of playing. I hope that you all can identify who he is based off of pretty soon. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it tonight, so I look forward to playing it.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. And also joining us is Patrick, who is new to Dungeons and Dragons and will be playing his first character, I believe, tonight in 5th edition. Patrick, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
Hello, Patrick. I've dabbled a little bit in D&D a little over a decade ago, once, and so it's the first time in a long time. And I'm playing Wisef the Wizard. Yeah.
Okay. So tonight we join our heroes in the city of Melvaunt. This is the same adventuring area that we were in with the last group. In the previous group, there was a murder mystery that they attempted to solve, and at the end of it, they found out that the cause of it, the murderer, was a Modron from the plane of Mechanus. We start up with this group, also in Melvaunt, who were called to the city guard for the city watch to be hired for a job, and they are going into they find themselves going into the briefing of Captain Lacamp Elistrada, who is the person that the party had previously met last week. So we join them entering into the briefing room. An older woman tugs uncomfortably at her new captain's uniform as you enter. To make a long story very short, Melvaunt has a problem, she sighs, running her fingers through unruly short gray hair. There is a magical doorway in the city. The experts are calling it. She consults a notebook on her desk. An asynchronous, intermittent, interdimensional portal. I guess that means a magical door to other worlds that is sometimes there and sometimes isn't. I call it a probable end to my career and a certain threat to the city. She itches the back of her head thoughtfully, ponders the ceiling, and then continues. I am in charge of studying the doorway, assessing the threat, and making sure it doesn't get worse. Right now, the problem is this. The threat seems to be on the other side. So I need a group willing to enter the doorway, assess the threat, and report back. And if possible, bring back the creature that was killing city folk here. She looks over the both of you expectantly, and she says, any questions?
Like, is there going to be any monsters out there?
She looks down and she starts consulting her notebook. And she says, well, we believe the plane heads to a place called Mechanus, a relatively safe outer plane of absolute law and order. I believe you should be fine there as long as you don't break any natural laws. The natives are likely to leave you alone. However, they are likely to be very different from you and I.
Like, I don't know, man.
She says, I am willing to pay handsomely for your troubles. And she looks over at you, Wisef, and she says, and how about you? Do you feel you are up to this task?
Why, certainly, my dear. I believe my companion and I would love to do this.
Excellent.
Sounds pretty scary to me.
She says, well, we know the murderer fled through this portal, so anything you could get through and figure out about, I don't know, what their designs are against us would certainly be useful.
Like me and Ruby, we always like a good mystery.
She says, excellent. Well, I am prepared to offer you 500 gold total as a reward for anything you find out.
Zoinks! That's a lot of money.
She says, yes, I am very looking forward to finding anything you can. She says, and if you are ready, I can lead you to the portal myself.
Okay. Let's go to the portal then.
She says, excellent. I am also authorized to give you this. And she reaches into her desk and she pulls out a healing potion for each one of you. And she begins...
Thank you, madam.
I really hope I don't have to use that.
She begins leading the way out of the room. She doesn't even look back expectantly. She just seems to expect you guys to follow. But that's up to you if you want to follow or stick around.
Let's go, Rube. You too, Wyzif.
Let's go, Raggy.
So she leads you out through the town of Melvont. And as you're walking, she begins explaining that she was given the use of as she puts it, a half-mad sage. And the budget of a few hundred gold pieces to investigate this huge threat. And for political reasons, it's being treated as a minor inconvenience. But as she is walking, Captain Eledstra smiles in the direction of an approaching half-orc, but it's difficult to say what emotions hide behind the smile. This is our sage, everyone. Meet Trushi. The half-orc, barely 5 feet tall, but built like the burliest dwarf, practically runs through the others to reach Captain Eledstra. Trushi puts her face within inches of the captain and speaks in a far too loud voice. Captain, the intermittent nature of the portal has manifested. Its transdimensional vector now manifests the portal in the northern part of the city. Follow me! The smile drains from Eledstra's face. I don't know what she just said, but it doesn't sound good. And she begins following the half-orc. Do you wish to follow along, or do you wish to stop her or ask questions, anything?
Nah, I'm too afraid to do anything else and just walk with them.
Okay. And she leads you again further through the city of Melvont until you arrive in a rundown neighborhood. And hanging in the air about 2 feet off the ground is a circular swirling field of energy. The field is perpendicular to the ground and it's roughly a foot in diameter. Trushi points to it. If my latest calculations are correct, it should remain in this location for several days at least, perhaps longer. My calculations predict the portal to widen in a few minutes, and it will be our only chance to send you through an expedition. And she kind of sets about taking notes and measurements. The captain just stands there watching and kind of waiting, and she looks you over and says, "You have any questions before we get underway?"
Can I investigate the portal?
What happens if I get on the other side and it closes? I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you can investigate the portal if you want. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. And to your question there, Raggy, she turns and looks to you and she says,
"Oh, wrong one."
She says, "If it closes, there's not much I can do for you. But Trushi here has assured me that that would not happen." And with that roll, Wyzif, you're not entirely certain. It definitely looks like a portal. You can almost kind of see through it. It's really thin right now. But on the other side, it looks like you see a bunch of metal work. You can't really make out anything specific. And
Raggy, I think we should go through the portal.
As you're getting ready and doing your preparations, the captain, she turns to you, and she says, "One more thing. The assassin left behind some sort of crafted device, has left behind his arm. It got cut off when he jumped into the portal. Trushi here has crafted a device that acts like a compass pointing in his direction. And she reaches into a sack. She pulls out a little compass and hands it to you.
Like, wow.
And looking at it, basically right now it's just kind of spinning in place. It's not really pointing at anything specific. So, anything you wish to do, ask, look at?
No, it just stays quiet.
Okay. After a few minutes, the portal does begin widening. So now would be your chance if you wish to step through.
Like,
Raggy,
go
shall we
first,
step
Rube.
through?
I'm
Okay.
not doing the dog voice.
Raggy, roll.
Your vision explodes in a kaleidoscope of bright geometrical patterns, constantly changing. An intense sense of vertigo assaults you. Moments later, you step out on the other side, suppressing the urge to vomit. You notice the ground is moving slowly beneath your feet. Numerous gears, varying in size from merely large to gigantic, comprise this ground in the sky, all steadily moving, smelling faintly of metal and grease. The gear you occupy is one of the smaller ones, only the size of a large mansion. Regaining your senses, you quickly realize combat takes place right in front of you. A large number of oddly geometric-shaped, grim-looking metal constructs fight creatures that keep changing in appearance from one horror into another. The monstrosities groan, growl, and howl. The constructs are oddly silent, except for the grinding noises of their gears, metal on metal, and short commands befitting highly disciplined soldiers. And when you step out, several of these weird twisting figures turn towards you, and they turn their gaze of intent on you. Everyone roll me initiative. And initiative is going to be on the name tab right in the center for you there, Wisef.
He's all over it.
Already on top of it.
with being able to do it and the roll. Jesus.
So, going first is Wisef. So this is the scene you see before you. Two of them turn on you aggressively. What would you like to do? So within combat, you are able to move up to 30 feet on your turn and perform one action. As a human, you can move up to 30 feet, and each square is 5 feet.
Let's see. Well, I haven't attacked us yet. Can we persuade them?
The creatures that turn to fight you, they don't look like any sort of sane, civilized creature you've ever seen. They're almost more like swirling vortexes of energy. You don't really know where to begin with negotiating with something like that. Now, the metal creatures, who don't seem to pay you any mind, they look like they're approachable and talkable. But the creatures seem intent on creating destruction, from what you can tell, just in the few seconds you've been here.
Prepare yourself. Defend yourself.
I think I'd like to cast mage armor on my companion and maybe back up a step or two.
Okay. Your companion is actually wearing armor, so he doesn't need it. Mage armor only works if you don't have armor on. So Raggy's already wearing armor, so you can cast it on yourself.
Can I cast it on myself?
Yep, that you can do.
Sure.
Okay, so your AC will become 13 plus Dex, which is 14. And then you'll be able to step back out of the way. And Raggy, it is your Mastiff's turn. What would you like him to do?
Like, Get him, Rube!
I should have cast Mage Armor on the dog.
Yep. I'm gonna have good old Ruby Roo attack the Chaos Slasher 2.
He hits him. So Ruby tears into this Chaos Slasher and starts pulling motes of energy out of him. But he is not able to knock him prone. And Ruby seems to be very tearing into it and just pulling gouts of energy off of it. Raggy, what would you like to do?
Like, I'm gonna save you, Rube! Oh, it's gonna be like this all night. Prepare yourself. I told you.
Gird your loins.
Zoinks! I missed!
You run up and start swinging your weapons, and you're shaking and just kind of swing them ineffectually to no use. And the chaos...
Yeah, I'm basically flailing my pike around.
Yep. The chaos slashers. One of them approaches you, Raggy, and the other tries to go to town on Ruby. It attacks at you, and it misses with its first attack, and misses with its second attack. So it starts slinging its claws at you, leaving gouts of energy, blinding energy in your face. The one on Ruby attacks at Ruby.
Like, I can see tracers everywhere, man!
And hits him. And he knocks Ruby down.
Oh.
Then he attacks at you. And misses. Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I would like to move within range so I can cast Burning Hands.
Okay. So Burning Hands starts from your position and it creates a 15-foot cone. If you're standing right there, you'd definitely be able to hit the both of them. Do you want me to roll it for you, or do you think you know how to roll it?
Do I roll the cast or the attack?
Roll the cast, or roll the save. Oh, that works too.
Oh.
That works. No, actually, go ahead and roll the save. Go ahead and roll the save, and then roll the damage, because even if they succeed, they take half damage.
It's not letting me do the save.
There, I got it for you. So they both fail their saves, which means they'll take full damage. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Boo.
That was the wrong damage. Oh, are you're doing a fire bolt? It looks like you wanted to do burning
I
hands,
wrong
didn't
one.
you? Yeah, burning
Yeah.
hands is a lot more damage.
I had the wrong thing open. Can I undo my firebolt?
Yeah, I already undid it.
can.
Unless you want to.
Okay.
Unless you want to do firebolt instead, but burning hands.
Now I
will
want
hit
to
the
do
both
Burning
of you.
Hands.
Okay, go for it.
Still a bad roll.
So you shoot out gouts of flames which cover them. They seem to take the full brunt of it. And Ruby makes a death save.
I swear to God, if this dog dies in the first...
And he succeeds on one death save. Raggy, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna stab, but these guys don't seem like they've taken hardly any damage at all. Alright. Just gonna stab Chaos Slasher 2 again.
Okay.
Zoinks!
You hit.
That was much better.
Yep, you start
Partially
stabbing into...
Oh,
You start stabbing into
resisted.
this Chaos Slasher and pulling gouts of energy off of him.
no wonder. They're still fully green. This is not good, by the way. This is bad news bears. Did you modify this fight for 2 people?
I did not, but I wonder how that would affect it. Let's see. Um. Well, it looks like it doesn't affect it a whole lot. That said, it would still be 2 of them. And actually, I will.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and add the modification here really quick.
One's no longer green. Two's
There.
no longer green.
The
Oh,
modification has
that's
been
much
done.
It's much better. I'm like not freaking out anymore. Okay, besides my dead dog. Cool.
And actually, one of the metallic creatures moves over. A couple of them move, or one moves over to one of your slashers and attempts to attack. But he rolls terribly.
It's a Modron. What do you expect?
And the slasher number 1 actually turns his attention to it. And he does kill it.
Oh.
And then the other one attacks at you, Raggy, and hits. And you take 8 points of damage as he claws through you with his abyssal, strange energies. Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I'd like to cast. Let's see. Firebolt.
Yep, you can do that. Which one would you like to hit?
Chaos Slasher 1.
Okay. Go for it. So you'd click the attack, which has the range +5 next to it, and then if you hit, you'd roll the 1d10. Yep, you hit, so go ahead and roll me some damage. Yep, you fling a good solid bolt of fire into him, and it seems to have its full effect, and he doesn't seem particularly happy.
What kind of creature type are these, by the way?
Give me an Arcana check.
Just him or both of us?
You both can.
Crit.
You both can, that's fine. If you want to give me one, too.
I'm asking for favorite enemy type stuff.
So the ranger knows a lot more than the wizard. You know they're aberrations. Raggy.
Aberrations? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Just noting because my favorite enemies are monstrosities. I figured that would be perfect. Monsters.
Okay. Ruby will give me another death save. And he rolls another success. And Raggy, what would you like to do?
First off, call my dog his full name, please.
Ruby
Roo. But I'm going to attempt to attack the Chaos Slasher 2 again. Super focused now.
Okay, go for it.
It looks like it.
Not very focused, it would seem. And after you goes them again. So Chaos Slasher. Them again. Number 1 goes for you, Raggy. And he hits. Deals you another good bit of damage. Chaos Slasher 2 actually comes around and provokes from you, Raggy, if you'd like to hit at him.
I would.
With intent to go after Wyzif.
Did you already set my target?
I did not. It
Oh,
looks like you
but I already haven't targeted Chaos Slasher 2. Yeah. Okay.
Go for it. You crit.
Ha!
Roll me some damage. You hit him and deal him a good bit of damage. It doesn't seem as effective as you'd like, but he seems to have taken a good bit of hits, and he does seem to be on his last legs at this point.
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic for 2d10.
And Wyzif, he moves around and he crits you, so he comes charging at you and rakes into you with his claws, knocking you down.
Bummer.
And Chaos Slasher,
By the way, you have him hit me.
I did have him hit you. Go ahead
Wait,
and
was
undo
that the
that damage
intention?
on you. That was not the intention. So you were at
14, I believe.
Yeah. So that was not the intention at all. Wysif, you have failed one death saving throw.
Fail.
Ruby
Uh-oh.
Roo has succeeded on 3 saving throws, so he is stable. Raggy, what would you like to do?
Like, oh my god, man. These terrible stuff going on. I don't know what's going to happen. That's not good at all. This might be the first wipe we've ever had, and I'll be on the first fight. All right.
So the last Modron comes over
The hero Motron.
and attacks and hits and wipes out Chaos Slasher number 2. Chaos Slasher number 1 goes after you again, Raggy. But he misses. He misses terribly with his claws.
Hey!
Wysif, you actually crit your death saving throw, so you get back up with 1 hit point. So you actually get to take your turn.
Woo-hoo.
What would you like to do?
That doesn't happen often.
I can use a level 1 spell, or I can use magic missile, right?
You used mage armor and used
I've used burning hand.
Did you? Oh wait, you didn't use mage armor. Never mind. So yeah, you'd have another spell left. That said, this one looks like it's on its last leg, so you might think of
I'll firebolt it.
Right.
So I'll cast firebolt.
Yep, go for it. You hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage. God. You drop it. So you have laid out those horrible chaos slashers. Amid the wreckage, the wrecked and twisted metal of corpses, a whirring grunt can be heard. A creature stands, shedding bits of rusted metal. The being is a large, starfish-shaped construct made of dark gray steel, standing on 5 steel legs attached to its central body and a mechanical eye, and a mouth in each of its 5 arms. The back arms are covered with spikes. It is covered with patches of rust, and many of its plates are bent and torn. And it walks up to you, and it salutes, and it says SL33P13-773P, reporting for duty. Systems are functional, but some damage is detected. All chaos creatures have been rendered inactive. What are your orders? And it looks at you expectantly.
I am totally ignoring this guy, and I am at my dog. Like, Ruby, no! Like, be okay, Ruby. Like, I'll give you all the Ruby snacks you want.
I'm going to ask Sleepy if he requires any assistance.
He says, I will need to be repaired when we get back to the camp.
Will you lead us to the camp?
He says, your wish is my command, superiors. Give me an insight check.
Where's that one under?
That's going to be under your skills.
Oh, there it is.
If he asks you for a check, usually it's going to be under the skills tab.
You can give me one too, Raggy.
Insight?
Yeah, insight.
Right, we're both not very insightful.
It's all about the dog.
And also you can give me Arcana checks to understand kind of what he is. Wysif, that's good enough for you to understand that he is a pentadrone, which is actually a kind of higher ranking Modron. And he seems to think that you are his superiors for some reason, probably because of the damage.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on my dog.
Okay. That is definitely something you can do.
I'm assuming I don't have anything like that.
As a wizard, no, you don't have any.
Why did that not go? I thought I had him targeted too.
He should Ruby should actually have 20 hit points looking at your stuff there. Raggy?
20?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't he get the 8 I just rolled?
Did you target him?
Yes. I'll do it again. It's not doing anything to his health. He's still dead.
You have the mastiff. You have him targeting himself. You aren't targeting him.
What?
There, now you're targeting him. But yes, he should actually have 20 hit points.
There.
5.
I like that better. Well, that's why he freaking died in one hit.
Well, you should let me know about your class features.
Didn't know it was any different. Think I do this all the time?
But yes, he has more hit points than a standard mastiff.
He's a super mastiff.
Basically.
Yeah. Add your proficiency bonus to the BCC, blah, blah, blah. Its hit point maximum equals its normal maximum or 4 times your ranger level, whichever is higher. Anything else you want me to read at you and tell you that?
Nope.
Okay. I feel much better. I'm like, what a sucky companion for a class feature. Good God.
So yes, you are able to get your dog back up, and the pentadrone who approached you. What did you call him, Wysif? You call him?
Sleepy.
Something. Sleepy.
Sleepy.
Yeah, it's sleep something. I didn't.
Well, you said SL33P something or other, so.
He said SL33P13-773P.
Sleepy sounds great.
Okay. Whenever you call him Sleepy, he says, "My friends usually call me SL33P13 for short, but you may call me Sleepy if you wish."
Thank you, Sleepy.
And he begins leading you off of the cog that you're on.
We're on a cog?
Yes.
Oh, this
we're
thing's
on a
big.
giant
Wow.
Cog.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he begins leading you off, and the cogs you're on are basically like slowly turning. You can feel them moving under you. And as you're traveling, like the entire world looks like it's nothing but gears and cogs, like as far as you can see. And when you're approaching, you see off in the distance what appears to be a small sort of town or encampment. And closer still, you see an even smaller one that appears to actually be more like you would expect as far as human encampments go. It looks like there's a small human tent. The larger encampment that you see looks like it is built out of the same sort of metals as the gears and cogs, and it looks very clockwork, whereas the smaller camp looks like it's, like you'd expect normal people to have out camping kind of thing.
Cool.
But
let's follow the dude.
Yep, so Sleepy is leading you straight towards the walled compound made out of metal. He doesn't even seem to acknowledge the smaller encampment, but he just leads forward. It looks like it's up to you. But the larger encampment is probably about 2 miles away from this point. It's a bit of a walk. And the smaller encampment is maybe half the distance closer.
Raggy, I think we should convince our friend to check out the smaller encampment first. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Sleepy, can we take a detour over to the smaller encampment first?
You say that, and he turns and he says, "Your wish is my command, superior." And he turns and starts moving towards that one instead.
Like, do you got any sandwiches?
He says, "What is a sandwich?"
Like food, man. Like, we gotta eat.
He says, the sustenance line is in the camp that you can hook up to your ingestion port."
Like, I don't know what that means, but I hope it tastes good.
But he begins leading you towards the smaller camp, and you eventually get there, and it does seem to be like a small sort of human camp. As you're approaching, you see people moving around. It's not very many. There's just a handful of humans. They seem to be going about their business, doing who knows what. All in all, you'd think there's maybe 30-ish people at most here.
I'm gonna take a close look at all these people and look for angry old men. If there's anybody, like, who owns this place?
So you're as you approach in, you see the majority of the people here seem to be just standard guards, bodyguards of some type. But there seems to be a couple of leader types moving around, and they seem to be dressed in wizardly robes, and there is two of them, and they, as far as you can tell, they actually look like they're almost twins. One is male, one is female. They're both dark-skinned humans, and when you start approaching the camp, the guards come out and kind of stand in your way, and they're like, "State your business."
Like, we're solving a mystery, man.
Yeah. You say that, and he kind of furrows his brow and says, "A mystery?"
Like, some guys were doing some really scary stuff over there, and we had to come through and find out what the hell's going on around here.
Okay, the two guards kind of look at each other, and they're like, "You'll want to talk to the twins, I guess." And they start parading you over to the two people who were in charge that look like, and they approach and kind of have you stand in one spot. They approach, kind of whisper to them back and forth a little bit, and then step out of the way for you to approach. And the two wizards step up to you, and one of them says, "Greetings, my name is Inefi." And then the other one steps up and says, "Hello, my name is Halash. What can we do for you? Why are you at our camp?"
Like, far out, man. We're trying to solve a mystery.
They look at each other and look at you and say, "A mystery? What do you mean?"
Like, a Modron attacked our town, and we're like, trying to find him.
The female one says, "Well, that is definitely strange, but the Modrons here have been acting very strange. That's actually why we are here. We have been studying them, trying to figure out what exactly is going on." And then the male steps in and he says, "They seem to be gearing up for maybe a Modron march, which is highly unusual for this time. It's usually many decades since they do these." And the female says, "But as far as your mystery, I'm afraid we cannot help you there. We don't know what individual Modrons are up to."
We have this compass that we are following.
I assume you produce it.
Like, you got anything to eat here?
Oh, how do I do that?
Well, I'm asking, are you showing it to them, or are you just going to mention it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to produce the compass to show them.
Yep, so you show it to them, and they look at it, and they see it's pointing off into the larger camp. And they say, If this is pointing you to your target, well, he is in the Modron camp, which I would not find surprising, considering that it's pointing to a Modron.
Like, me and Ruby are gonna go check the food stores.
They say, yes, we do have supplies here if you would like to have something to eat and a quick snack.
At the mention of that, my character starts running in place for a second and then beads off pointing.
Can I inquire about a place to potentially rest since we're both injured?
They say, yes, you can take a load off here if you wish. You could easily take a short rest here and spin some hit dice to heal yourselves up a bit. But yes, they're more than willing to allow you to hang out around here and take it easy. And Sleepy is just kind of standing there doing nothing like the whole time. Once he got here, he just started standing and staring. Were you going to say something there, Raggy?
Yeah, just something about eating something and chilling out is definitely on the menu.
Okay. But yeah, you're able to take a short rest, so you can go ahead and spin some hit dice to heal yourself. I assume you would like to as well, Wisef.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that one is.
At the bottom of the main tab.
Very bottom, yep.
So I would hope my dog would be able to do the same.
Yep.
Hit dice.
Let's see, what is his hit die? Okay, he heals himself pretty much to full.
Darn right. I give I hand over to Ruby Roo a Ruby snack.
Ruby snack.
He says, "Thanks, Raggy." So is there?
By the way, none of you can understand him. That's the thing. Is all you hear is barks.
Yeah. Is there anything you wish to?
It's an important part of my character.
Is there anything you wish to talk about with the people here? Or are you just gonna kind of keep to yourselves?
I would ask the mages if they can elaborate more about what are these things called? The Modrons?
Yeah, Modrons.
Modrons. If they can elaborate the place we're at and what these things are.
So yeah, they say this is the plane of mechanus, the plane of pure law and order. The creatures you see before you are constructs called mechanus, beings of perfect order.
They're called mechanists?
Modrons.
Or Modrons.
They're called Modrons. The plane is mechanus.
Yeah, there we go.
I might have said it backwards, but yes, they are Modrons, beings of perfect order. They basically live in a perfect rank hierarchy kind of thing, and it's based on how many sides they have. So the lowest ranking are the Modrons or monodrones, which are basically spheres. And there's duodrones, which have two kind of blocks on each other. And they point to the one that you have with you, the one you called Sleepy, and say that he is a pentadrone, which is relatively high ranking of the low orders of a Modron.
How many sides do we have?
As people, you have no particular set of sides.
So why does he think? Why does he think we're his leaders then?
You're asking them this?
Sure.
They kind
of, how many sides do I have?
They do kind of look over your pentadrone, and they kind of examine him, and they tell you that he seems to be damaged, and he does seem to be mistaking you for a leader of his for some reason.
I'm gonna walk over to the Sleepy, and I'm gonna try and take his what I assume is a mask off.
So here's what a pentadrone looks like if you wish to see one.
Yep. Yeah. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'm at the center of mass. I'm just kind of like,
He's
where are you hiding the head? I know it's you.
He's the kind of starfish looking
The
one.
gravedigger.
And you start kind of like fiddling with his face where his eyes are. And he says, "My faceplates are functioning properly, sir."
Does it have like 5 mouths?
Yes, it does.
Weird. Do they all talk in unison or independent?
Unison.
Okay.
Can I ask the paramages if they have any means to help repair Sleepy?
They say, "Unfortunately, we do not have the skill or knowledge to repair a being such as this. But they do, within their camp, have their own sort of repair bays. So they would generally take care of themselves. They have their own medics and that kind of stuff."
Gotcha.
And they do say, if you are going into the camp, I would be sort of careful. While the Modrons are not likely to pay you any mind, if you step out of line, they will likely turn against you, and they will hunt you down, and there is a lot of them. And then the other mage speaks up and says, "Yes, there is approximately 4,688 monodrones, 2,344 duodrones, 1,100 tridrones, 736 quadrones, 427 pentadrones, and 1 decaton, for a total of 9,296, give or take a few, considering the recent fighting." And the other one says, "Yes, I do not think you would want to kick that
So they're bored.
beehive."
They're bored.
They're observing.
They're bored. They don't. You can walk around them as long as you don't mess with them.
Oh, you mean
They're bored.
the Modrons? Yeah, pretty
The
much.
Modrons, yeah.
Yep.
Just don't phaser anybody. They'll adapt.
But yes.
So I guess I'd thank the duo for their time so we can go get some food for Raggy and Ruby Roo.
Okay. They thank you for chatting up and enjoying them, giving them a little bit of a distraction from watching the Modrons. And you begin heading towards the city, I assume. The Modrons.
I thought we were gonna get some food first.
Well, we'll get some food first.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed you were doing that during the downtown.
Well, I gotta have my.
Oh,
where I
sure.
make a gigantic hoagie sandwich and then somehow eat it all.
Yes, you can do that, very much so.
Okay.
So you do
As long
that.
as we're clear,
That is
I
fine.
do that.
You do that.
So after we've eaten, I guess we can ask Sleepy if he can lead us to the Modron camp.
He says, "Yes, we will return to the station." He begins leading you off towards the camp.
Like Sleepy, we gotta get you repaired.
He says, "Yes, I will need to be repaired." He says, "I have taken considerable damage." And he...
So we start walking over then.
Yep, he starts leading you to the camp. Do you wish to hold back and, do any sort of reconnaissance before you approach, or do you just want to walk straight up?
I'm cool with walking straight up, Raggy.
Yeah. Zoinks, like it. I don't know. Like it's all scary to me. I'd rather not go over there at all.
Okay, so you approach...
Well, we have this handy compass.
You begin approaching the camp. The camp is pretty large, but you approach one of the gates, and when you do, the Modrons guarding it begin to stir up and get weapons ready. They obviously recognize you as not Modrons. So, is there anything you want to tell Sleepy before you approach?
Zoinks, Sleepy. Tell your friends we're cool.
Okay, so
I concur.
the Modrons kind of get weapons ready and watch the pentadrone approaching, and Sleepy looks at the both of you, and he begins approaching, and he walks up and says, "The superiors wish me to tell you that they are cool." And then the two Modrons at the gate look at each other in confusion for a second. Then they look back at Sleepy. They nod and move aside and open the gates.
Okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, the Pentadrone outranks them. They're just monodrones, so they don't question what he says, but he seems to have some sort of goal. So, and
we got to get this guy repaired.
Yep, he strides in, and you are now in the camp. When you get into the camp, you see large numbers of Modrons bustling here and there. And once you're inside, they basically don't pay you any attention because they assume if you're there, you need to be there. So you see them kind of occasionally walk by you, and they don't even give you a second glance now.
All right. Have Sleepy take us to his repair chamber.
I would say let's take a look at the compass and see where it points in reference to the camp.
You want to go rough that guy up now? All right.
Just for our own edification to know vaguely where he's at.
So layout of the camp, you see a large number of like squarish huts, and these seem to be sort of the common area for the troops kind of thing. In the center, there's something that looks like, as far as you can tell, it's probably the headquarters type thing. You would assume that's where the higher ranking drones are. Everyone go ahead and give me perception checks.
Don't blame Raggy for being very perceptive.
Wisef.
There it is.
Yeah.
Though I did train in investigation. I want you to know that.
I guess I can do one for your dog. So your dog and Wisef, around the camp, you notice like a bigger Modron that's kind of going around giving orders. It seems to be in charge of everything as far as you can tell. You see it giving orders to pentadrones and quadrones and basically everything. It seems to be the highest ranking one. So just seeing that, if you kind of bump into him, he might be able to see through your facade. But other than
what
that...
facade? As far as we know, we're friends with Sleepy. We're not purposely trying to deceive anybody.
Well, but Sleepy thinks you're his superiors.
And we're trying to get him fixed.
Uh-huh. But it would know instantly, kind of like, that Sleepy's broken, like, sort of thing. Like, if you run into him, he's going to know what's up, you think. And he might not be so receptive of humans wandering the camp. That's all I'm trying to point out.
Sure.
So
I get what you're trying to point out. I'm just arguing for argument's sake.
Sure.
So I look at Ruby, and I'm like, Zoinks, let's find him. Let's find this guy and get out of here. Would you help us find him for like a Scooby snack? Ruby. I'll pretend I said Ruby.
You're asking Ruby to help you find him for a Scooby snack? Or Ruby snack?
Yeah, he's a dog.
Well, you have a compass. You have a compass that points out who you're looking for.
Did you see the intelligence of this character?
I did not know.
He's running with an 8.
Nice.
Let's say that's not.
But are you going to ask Sleepy to lead you to where do you want him to go?
We're looking for the one-armed Modron. It wasn't me.
Sleepy says any damaged Modrons would be in the repair bay.
Well, Sleepy, lead us to the repair bay.
He says, yes, we could head to the repair bay, and I could put down for repairs. He starts leading you around.
Wait, but so if we know that there's these repair stations, uh, how like so, and that was an actual like, not a in character like. Would we actually be looking for a one-armed Modron at this point? Would enough time pass for it to be repaired? Would we even know that?
You don't know.
We still have the compass.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the compass, but you don't know. And as he's walking, he says, "The repair bay is behind the headquarters," and he starts heading towards it.
Do we see the big Modron that's leading everybody still?
He seems to be moving around the camp. He doesn't seem to be at the headquarters. And as you're actually moving through the camp, you kind of see like all of the sort of tents, I guess you could call them, the square tents. You see Modrons in them, and they're not like really sleeping. Like they're not like you would think as a tent. They're just kind of like holding storage things. They're more like storage containers. And the Modrons are just kind of in there stacked and like waiting, standing still. So it's pretty much completely alien. Like their housing seems to be just them sitting in a crate.
Classy.
But yeah, he keeps leading you towards the headquarters building. And then he starts kind of moving around it to the backside. And he leads you to one of the buildings in the back here. It says, "We have arrived at the repair station superior as you have requested." He says, "Requesting permission to go down for repairs."
Or check the compass first.
The compass is pointing directly at the repair station.
Tell Sleepy to proceed.
Okay. He walks into the repair station. And when he does, he goes in there, and you can see inside. There's several different Modrons in here, and they're all in various states of disrepair. But when you walk in, you see an armless quadrone suspended from the ceiling in chains. In addition,
What do you mean by armless?
what's that? You see an
What do you mean by
armless
armless?
quadrone suspended from the ceiling in chains. In addition to its arms, it's missing several other parts. It smiles when it sees you, and on look for a Modron. "You are here, and that means the war has started. My mission was a success." With that, its head pops open and a sapphire pops out. And several of the Modrons in the room stand up, come to attention, look at you, and pull out weaponry. Roll me some initiative.
WTF?
And give me an insight check. You think that the
God dang.
Wise, you think that the Modron whose the item popped out of his head, you think that was the one you were looking for? Because as soon as that all happened, your compass starts spinning again, like it's pointing at nothing.
Do I have time to pick up the sapphire before stuff gets squirrely?
No, you'd have to do that in combat on your turn, kind of thing. And first, you go, Wisef. What would you like to do?
Is Sleepy on our side?
Sleepy does kind of stares confusedly at what's happening. He doesn't really do anything. He's just cocks his head confusedly.
So what type
Is it too
of
late to ask him to ask them to stand down?
You
what
could say
type
that.
of
See what he
Modrone
says.
was the one that spit the sapphire at us?
That was a quadrone.
Okay. So it was a quadrone. Okay. So we're not fighting it. Does it look dead?
Yes, it looks dead.
So what was the sapphire? Was that the Modron's soul?
I would ask Sleepy if he can ask the Motodrones to stand down
Okay.
or deactivate.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else, or is that all you want to do?
I'll pick up the sapphire on my turn as well.
Okay. Yep, you can pick it up. Raggy, what would you like to do?
Like, these guys don't look too friendly, Rube. And I'm going to run behind Sleepy
Okay.
and hide.
And the drones begin moving and attacking.
Oh, lovely.
Let's see. Why is if one attacks at you, but rolls terribly and misses? One attacks at Ruby and hits. He smacks him a little bit with his sharpened claws. And then the other two throw javelins at you, Raggy, when they see you attempt to flee.
Zoinks!
One of them hits you, the javelin throat flies true and smacks you in the shoulder for a little bit of damage. And the other one fires a javelin as well, but rolls terribly and it goes wide. Actually, we'll say Sleepy kind of knocks it out of the air. And
Cool.
what would you like Ruby to do? Fight back, I assume?
Yeah.
Ruby starts tearing into the monodrone in front of him and hits him for a good bit of damage, tearing off a few limbs here and there, and knocks him prone as well.
Cool.
And Sleepy turns to them and says, "Stand down. What are you doing?" He seems to be genuinely confused about what's going on. And looking at the monodrones, they kind of glance at him, but they don't seem to pay him any heed. Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Firebolt on Monodrone 1.
Go for it.
Do I need to do save or no?
No, you would need to do
Roll
the
the hit.
attack roll. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that will miss. So you throw your fire wide and kind of fling it into the wall. Reggie, what would you like to do?
I am going to come up around and I'm going to attack Monodrone 3.
Okay.
Seriously? And then I'm going to move back. I'm going to move back. Why isn't it letting me move back?
Because you're not allowed to move anymore.
Why?
Because I said so. No, I don't know.
God has spoken.
Yep.
I can move.
I think sleep.
Ruby Roo. Oh,
There, try it now.
okay. There you go.
I'll just leave him out of the way for now.
He's just gonna stare confusingly at everybody.
Yeah, because he just seems to be kind of dumbfounded. He's not sure what's going on because in his mind he sees a bunch of peons attacking his superiors for some reason. And Wyzif, the other one, tries to slash at you some more but fails. Number 2 tries to throw another javelin at you, Raggy, but fails horribly. And number 3 will attempt to hit Ruby And now you still stand up, which, he attacked from prone, whatever. And then number 4 tries to throw another javelin at you, Raggy, and hits for 1 point of damage. So he kind of grazes you with his javelin. And Ruby continues tearing at the one in front of him and tears it apart. And Ruby turns to you and says, "Like that, Raggy?"
Like that, Ruby.
And Sleepy's just sort of dumbfounded, doing nothing. Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I'd like to call out to Sleepy to assist us with dismantling these defective monodrones, and then what am I casting again? Firebolt on monodrone 1 again.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Raggy, what would you like to do?
I'm going to walk up to this guy, but I'm going to stay at reach because I have reach.
Okay.
With my pike.
Okay.
I'm going to attack Monodrone 2. Ha! Poke him right in the eye.
Yeah, you successfully poke that monodrone and knock him to the ground. He lets out a sort of and powers off. And now the rest of the monodrones try to attack again. Again, Wyzif, the one at you is just kind of seems to be flailing at you impotently. He can't handle your badass mageness, I guess.
It's evidently mutual.
The last one approaches you, Raggy. He tries to claw at you, but misses as well, so he's pretty ineffectual. Ruby comes forth to try to defend you.
Of course he does.
And he hits and starts tearing at that monodrone and tears him apart. Apparently no one...
That's a good boy, Rube!
Everyone give me perception checks.
Oh no.
It's not gonna die. Ugh.
Raggy, outside, you notice that some Modrons seem to be gathering at the sounds going on in here. The combat seems to have drawn some drones who are staring in, wondering what's going on. Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I'd like to try to cast Firebolt at Modron 1.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, right?
Raggy, what would you like to do?
I'm going to stand behind the our mage tank. And I'm going to stab Monodrone 1.
Okay.
Ugh. Yep. That was that.
Monodrone 1 tries to stab at you some more. What? Never mind, Wyzif. He attempts to claw at you, but he's doing terrible.
This is the most protracted battle ever because we're just like, whiff. It's alright, we're building up a weapon skill. Get him, Rube!
Wyzif, what would you like to do?
God, this part about to whack him with my staff.
Whoa. This is a PG-13 stream. All right?
You know what? YOLO. I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff. That's the new button. Which one do I hit for this? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you swung like mages swing.
King of misses.
Oh.
Raggy, what would you like to do?
Wizard. Let's try stabbing him from behind the mighty mage tank. Oh, really? Alright. This party of horrors is going to continue. Whiff.
The immortal monodrone.
and
It's secretly an elder god.
oh,
You get clawed for a bit of damage there, Wisef. He actually hits you for once. Gathering himself up, he finally brings himself to actually hit you with his claws. And Ruby, in return, bites into him and tears him apart as well.
Good boy, Rube.
So outside at this point, you've gathered a number of monodrones and a quadrone that appear to be investigating the ruckus.
I peer outside and I look at the nearest one. I'm like, I point at the wreckage of the monodrones in here, and I say, like he didn't have a ticket.
The quadrone looks at you and kind of cocks its head and says, "We have intruders."
I thought it was dead.
The one that rushed up outside that you're talking to?
Oh, okay.
Everything inside of here is dead. The one outside.
But I thought you were talking. I thought it was the same of the assassin quadrone from the last game.
That one's dead. Yes.
Well, like we found him. I guess we can go.
The quadrone kind of rushes off. You assume to probably raise an alarm. What would you like to do?
Like, get out of here, man!
I concur. Like we should
Bye, Sleepy.
with us.
Sleepy's just kind of standing there dumbfounded. Yeah, what do you say, do whatever with him?
Sleepy, do you want to come with us so we can try to figure out what happened?
Did we get to the sapphire?
What's that?
We get to the sapphire.
Yeah. He was Wisef picked it up.
Okay. I'm gonna give the quadrone, the dead one, the broken one, a good quick over. Can I do any investigation to see what's going on with him? Real quick?
You can search him over if you want.
Shit. I found a dead Modron.
Yes, you found a dead Modron.
Okay. Since I don't see anything, I'm like, hey, Rube, why don't you take a look at this, Rube?
Ruby. We'll attempt an investigation. He doesn't find much else than you.
I love it. That means he's got to have like a 4 intelligence?
A 3.
A 3. That's about right.
Yep.
All right. So, Zoinks, let's get out of here.
So you rush out, and you do see way off in the distance the quadrone seems to be going out and shouting. There's a number of smaller monodrones around who are just kind of watching and looking around. And they see you come out. Which way do you wish to flee?
Is there an exit in the opposite direction?
You could have seen that there were gates basically at every end, that one at north, east, south, and west. You could also try to hide somewhere if you want to see if you can.
Oh, that's not like a. If you
can try to wait it out or something, you could try to run across camp, see if you can try to get away. Up to you.
So what you're telling me is I can run down one of the corridors one way and then immediately come down the corridor the exact opposite way.
Possibly.
And then open up a doorway and walk in and then come out another doorway in the same hall. I'm going to do that.
Okay. So, yes, you could flee. But yeah, whenever you turn to Sleepy, after he kind of takes in... everything that happened, he sits down in the repair bay. And what were you going to ask him, Wisef?
Oh, if he's just sitting, might as well just leave him there.
But didn't you asked him something earlier, didn't you?
I was going to ask if he wanted to come with us to help us figure out what happened, what's going on.
When you ask that, he says, "I appear to be malfunctioning. I will wait here for decommissioning."
Yeah, we'll leave him here.
Sleepy, no, not decommissioning.
Yeah, give me insight checks on that.
Let's see, here's another one, I bet.
Yep. So Raggy and Wisef, you kind of realize he realizes that he led you guys here and that the problem was essentially he caused it. So now he's just waiting for them to come kill him, essentially, to shut him off.
Oh no, not Sleepy.
If you want, you can try to convince him to come with you if you want to. That's up to you. But it seems like he's just gonna.
If you want to.
Yeah,
I'd like to convince him.
Going
or try.
to sit there. What do you want to say to him to try to convince him?
Like it's not your fault, Sleepy. Like
Sleep, you're not defective.
Also, from your checks earlier, you do know that it's possible for Modrons to do what they call going rogue, which means them essentially becoming their own individual. Because Sleepy does not seem to have been in on the collective and did not seem to understand all of what's going on, that actually might be the beginnings of that. So worth noting, he seems to be blossoming into an individual.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah, but
they're gonna kill you, Sleepy.
You can try to give me a persuasion if you wish to convince him there, Raggy.
My amazing charisma.
Oh.
But was there anything you wanted to say as well, Wisef?
Is there anything left to be said?
Sleepy, you've helped us so far. Why not come with us?
Okay.
Yeah, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. That's what I said. I mean, you're already gonna die. Might as well live out the rest of your life with us.
He kind of thinks about it for a moment, and he says, "I do not wish to be destroyed." And he stands up.
No, disassemble. He's fake. Oh, his new name is Johnny, and he's a. That is how it's gonna happen. He is now Johnny 5.
He is a.
Oh, he's got 5 arms.
Like no disassemble there, Johnny.
How did we not think of that earlier?
Oh my god.
But he says, "Yes, I will go with you."
Like that's the spirit.
So he begins following along. What do you want to do? Do you just want to start booking it? Do you want to try to duck anywhere and hide, anything like that?
I think that is a basic part of my booking it, but yeah, but I for all intents and purposes, I'm want to get out.
Which one of these buildings is the headquarters? Do we have any idea on that one?
So it's the one basically just north of you there. So if you wanted to go in there, you could. But...
Has he been repairing this whole time, by the way?
What's that?
Has he
Sleepy.
Been repairing?
No, Sleepy hasn't
Johnny,
even started
he's
repairing
Johnny.
himself.
Johnny, you better change the name. He's Johnny now. That's the freedom name. Sleepy is a slave name.
I would ask Sleepy if there's any parts or repair stuff in here he needs to grab to fix himself.
He looks around hurriedly and he kind of grabs up a few supplies and says,
"We're calling him Johnny."
And says, "I am good to go."
Like, let's go, Johnny.
Raggy, I think there's more at foot here than just one rogue assassin. I think we should look in the headquarters and kind of look around, see if there are any clues.
Oh. You're cutting Raggy to the quick there. All right then.
Yeah, if you
All
want
right,
to, if you want to
Johnny,
just duck
we gotta
into
get in there.
yeah, if you just want to duck into the headquarters, you could do that. Just roll me a stealth check. You won't even need to do anything like chase wise
Oh
if you
no.
want.
Oh, this is gonna go really badly. Huh.
Yeah, that's well enough for you to just kind of slip in unnoticed. You do see from the headquarters, eventually that quadrone comes over with a larger group, and they start looking around in the repair bay, but they don't seem to have really figured out where you went. So you kind of see them look around confusedly, and then they go off. He issues a few orders, and they seem to give a few orders to each passing Modron. You think they're probably going to bulk up their patrols or something now?
Do
Okay.
a quick investigation in the headquarters building, see if any clues to why they attacked us.
Yeah, like any big sweeping maps with war plans on them. A big table with a map on it with one dagger on the side, and as you do.
But yeah, you're able to slip into the headquarters pretty easily. And of course, Sleepy comes with you.
Johnny. It's the way it is now. That is his life now. Like I said before, Sleepy was his slave name. Johnny's his new name. He has let go of the shackles.
But yeah, you're inside of the building here. It looks like it's probably kind of sizable, really. The room you're in now appears to be some sort of processing bay. It seems like it's kind of a place where people come in to drop off information, sort of a document processing place. But as of right now, there's no one really here. There's a number of cabinets that seem to contain stuff.
So, Sleepy was a... Excuse me. Sorry. I didn't mean to offend. Johnny was a member of this group, right? Like, so he would have knowledge of the goings-on, the general goings-on of the area?
Knowledge of the area? Yeah, you would.
I mean of the group, of their plans, general plans.
Oh, are you going to ask him?
Sure.
He says,
like Johnny, you know what they're up to?
He says, I am not privy to the higher up information. I just followed orders. He says, I do not know what the Decaton is planning.
I would ask him what his most recent orders were.
He says, currently our orders were to amass here and await the gate to open wide.
I would start looking through some of the cabinets, see if there's any documents or anything that would be useful.
So here's a question, and this is a general, just general idea question. If you were an invading army, why would you send a lone scout to pick a fight?
I don't know.
I don't think... this seems really stupid to me. So I'm wondering, there's got to be more to this. Someone's got to be playing both sides or something. There's got to be some evil and moving these mechanical puppets around.
Oh yeah, I never inspected the sapphire either.
Just looking
at,
just looking at the sapphire, it doesn't really seem to be anything special. You
don't like sapphires?
It seems to have been a part of the Modron who had it in him, like it was like a body part kind of thing. You're not sure why he ejected it.
Like Johnny, like what does this gym do? Like what is it used for?
Sleepy looks it over and he says, I do not know. He says, that does not look like a standard Modron part.
Okay. Weird.
He doesn't.
I would still be looking
seem to
through
know.
cabinets for
Yeah.
anything useful.
When you're looking through stuff, Sleepy does speak up, and he says, the information you look for is likely to be in the Decaton's office.
I would ask him if he could lead us to the Decaton's office.
He says it would be on the higher floors. And he does kind of start leading. He leads you through one of the doors.
Okay. we're going on this adventure.
Yeah. When he notices your unease, he does say, no one should question my presence here.
Like Johnny, are you like going to be like branded as an outlaw?
He says, yes, when they figure out that I have gone rogue, they will brand me as an outsider.
Okay.
But he starts leading you up the stairs.
And disappears.
Yep, and disappears.
That's some impressive stealth for a quintuple-legged robot walking on metal.
Yep.
Now we're floating in the sky.
Right?
And he leads you up the stairs into another room. This room doesn't seem to be it seems to be, well, first the hallway is just kind of a passage hallway, but he leads you into here, which seems to be a storage area. It seems to just be storing parts. And then he heads out through this area.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. When I start seeing parts, I'm like
Stuff to
Johnny,
steal.
like maybe we can make a disguise.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a disguise check.
What's a disguise check?
That
Is there a
deception.
disguise
A
check?
deception check.
Okay.
There is a disguise kit check, but
Oh no. Wait. I might have a disguise kit. Hold on.
oh yeah, if you have a disguise kit, you'd actually add like proficiency and stuff if you're proficient in it.
Dang it! I didn't take that one. Darn it. All right.
So you guys kind of put stuff on you to look like really crummy. Wyzif looks
Wait.
pretty all right. But
What about Ruby?
you roll a 7.
Oh.
Wyzif looks pretty all right, but
Bastard.
Raggy, you and
You know
Ruby,
those puppy dog eyes.
you and Ruby are pretty piss poor.
Trash can robots.
Right, exactly.
All right.
That's basically
Zoinks,
what
you look great, Rube.
Thanks, Raggy. And he leads you through here and says, "This is the Decaton's office."
Are we making a ton of noise?
You're not being particularly quiet.
Oh, yes. I needed this adventure so bad.
You guys are just kind of shuffling around with your metal all on you.
I mean, this is the equivalent of hiding in the armor in the scary haunted house. Oh, I love it.
So I would look through the
Be
Decaton's
quiet,
office for
Rube.
anything useful.
Yeah, go
Or
ahead and give me
interesting.
an investigation check.
Yeah. We
So
find all the shit.
Yep. Wyzif, in the desk, you find a large stack of papers that kind of detail their plans. And just kind of a quick read through, it tells you that the portals seem to be instabilities within mechanus, and the portals are opening up weirdly and randomly. And they believe whatever is causing the portals is some sort of chaotic force on the other side of them. So they are planning on waiting for the portals to open and pouring through in force to basically destroy whatever's on the other side of it. You know from coming through the portal that the city of Melvont's on the other side of it.
Oh.
Zoinks! Like, this is really bad.
And as you're digging through the desk, you hear footsteps outside the hallway. And a moment later, you see a man and two other men standing behind him. Kind of walk up.
And two other men.
Yep. One's kind of the leader. But he kind of...
3 men.
Yep.
But a man and 2 more.
Yep. He walks up to the door and he's kind of stunned to see you here. Roll me initiatives.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's even called Man in Black. We're about to get neuralized.
Oh, no. Give me some sweet, sweet Ruby Roo initiative.
Some sweet Ruby
no.
Roo initiative.
It's
Not
super
so sweet.
effective.
How did Johnny roll?
That well.
Why is he... Johnny! It's Johnny!
Wyzif, you go first.
I'm going to cast Firebolt at the Man in Black.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to get on the other side of the table and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the Man in Black.
Okay. You were
There you go.
trying to hit which one?
Man in Black. I'm trying to click him, but
Man in Black.
it's not letting me.
I got it for you. So 16 will hit. So go ahead and roll me some damage. Yep, you fling some fire at him and deal him a good bit of damage. The other 2 guards with him, they're too stunned to react. Raggy, what would you like to do?
I'm going to outside my character a bit and charge right at him like, Zoinks! This isn't good! You're gonna go down, guy!
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to hit him with my pike.
Okay.
Oh no. Ah! Alright. Like, take that!
Okay, you spike him with your pike, and he's got a lot of blood gushing out of him now. He as well is too stunned to react because he didn't expect you here.
Oh, is this a surprise round?
Yes.
Johnny.
Johnny just watches you guys, curious. He's not sure what's
Great.
going on as well. Ruby.
Like, kill all humans, Johnny!
You sure that's what you want to tell him?
No,
Entirely sure that's what you want to tell him?
of course not.
Wyzif, what would you like to do?
I want to barbecue him again.
Okay. Okay. You hit him with fire and he falls over.
Random guy. What are you doing here? Stab, bite, burn.
Yeah, we did kind of just jump in with YOLO.
Yep. One of the guards runs up and tries to attack Ruby. He seems angry
Ruby, no.
that you
I wonder why.
dropped his friend.
Oh no, Rube!
The other one, who is like stunned at what just happened, looks around like frantically and jumps out the window. He just smashes through the
What?
glass and jumps out the window. And looking,
Like, uh-oh!
you can see outside the monodrones or the modrons out there, like, turn to look as they hear it smash because it's so high up and loud over everything. Raggy, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna stab the new guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like you don't hit Ruby Roo!
Johnny just kind of moves forward and watches Ruby attacking. Since
So,
he can't reach.
What race is Wyzif?
Human.
Human? Ah, dang, so close.
Why?
Because I'm not, so kill all humans could have been a thing.
So Ruby finishes off the man. He starts biting into his leg and kind of tears him apart. And he falls over. So you are now free to do as you wish. But outside, you can definitely hear the Modrons are stirred up at the excitement of the guy jumping out the window.
Search the man in black.
Have a Ruby stack, Rube! Toss him a little biscuit.
On the man in black, he seems to have been a caster of some sort, so he's mostly just
with that
wearing
AC,
robes. He has a dagger on him. He's not wearing any armor. He was just wearing robes. And he doesn't really have anything of particular note. But now the Modrons outside are real stirred up, and you hear the alarm being raised.
Like, we gotta
Official
get out of
alarm.
here, Johnny!
And Sleepy says, "Yes, I advise getting out of the city."
What does the doorway out the north side go to?
The windows?
Oh, is that a window?
Oh, yeah, that's a window. Sorry. But he'll quickly lead you back downstairs and out the front. And you'll be back out on the city map.
On the mystery machine.
Yep.
Thank you.
the mystery machine map.
Thanks, Jet.
But yes, Modrons are now stirred up and they seem to be running all around. You're going to...
What exactly is a stirred up Modron like?
They are marching around with weapons ready to kill.
Like, they're gonna kill all humans!
Sleepy says, "Yes, I do not think they will let you live." He says, "I
Zoinks!
suggest we run."
Well,
Is Sleepy big enough to ride?
like, that's something we're really good at. Like, right, Rube?
He's big enough that one person could ride him.
Let's
If anybody's gonna ride him, Wyzif will, because running away, that's a thing that I'm very good at.
But you can either, if you want to try to sneak out, you can give me stealth checks, or if you just want to try to run as fast as you can give me like athletics or acrobatics. I'll leave it up to you.
I guess I'm doing acrobatics. He is. Oh, this is gonna go poorly. Oh, yeah.
No! Oh no!
So you start running through and kind of weaving in and out of the camp as best you can. Um, Wiseth, you're able to kind of keep up with the group, but you kind of run afoul of a particular Modron that you did not see in the way. So you can either, if you want, you can try to just continue past him at your present speed and you'll take an attack, or you can choose to slow down and go a different way and get separated from the group. I'll leave the choice
I'll
to
take
you.
the attack. I'll try to run by him and take the attack.
Okay. Let's see. So
Ooh.
he rolls in total a 14, which will hit you for 4 points of damage.
Ooh, not dead yet, but getting close.
Yep. So he'll hit you for a good few bits of damage, but you run by him, and you're able to keep trucking past. And you guys successfully make it to one of the gates and slip through while the Modrons are busy patrolling and going throughout the camp. But when you do, the watchtower walls, you hear several of them crying out and pointing that you're escaping the camp now. So if you wish,
Give an example of a Modron crying out.
just yelling out, crying out.
Oh,
yelling out.
yeah. What would that be like
Oh,
for the atmosphere?
It says they are escaping the camp after them. Basically, like you've heard other Modron sound.
Okay. Just wanted to.
The Modrons are now down.
Right.
Needed my immersion.
Exterminate.
Oh God.
So the Modrons, you can hear them rushing towards the gate that you exited. Before
So the portal opens up and a single Modron walks through, and they're like, "You would attack us with a single Modron?" Yes.
You guys can have one round to do anything you wish before the chase continues as they start pouring out. So, like, if you wanted to heal up any way, like if you wanted to do any
I need to
healing
do
or
that.
anything.
Is this a DM hint? If you want to heal up and not die,
Right, like drinking your healing potions or something just before you get to going and running. Because once you're running, you're pretty much going to be running full speed to try to get away.
how are you sitting?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's pop them.
Okay.
Pop them and drop.
Popping and locking.
What?
Popping and locking.
All right, sure.
What do I roll for that?
Are you going to heal him, Raggy, or is he going to drink his potion?
I thought we were just all gonna drink our potions.
Oh, okay.
So for your
I don't see a potion in my bag.
Yeah, so for the healing potion, it's 2d4 plus 2. I'll go ahead and roll it for you, Wisef. So you'll heal 4 points of damage. So you'll be at 1 hit point down from your max. So,
Gotcha.
and with that, you have to take off running across the gear, which it's kind of a wide open plane. Like, it's a flat gear. There's not much really to it. But everyone will need to give me... Well, everyone roll initiative first.
Ugh. Oh. I suddenly don't feel as bad about mine.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I guess I should roll for Ruby. Nothing changes. So on your turns, go ahead and give me acrobatics to basically be acrobatics
Lord,
or
Johnny.
athletics to keep running. Wisef, go ahead and give me an athletics check or acrobatics. Your choice. Okay, you're able to continue running pretty well. Also, go ahead and roll me a d20. Just a generic old d20. No particular skill. 14. Okay. You continue trucking forward. Ruby continues trucking forward. He does pretty well. Raggy, go ahead and give me your acrobatics or athletics, your choice. And also, you give me a d20 roll. Just a straight up d20. Okay. Johnny keeps going. Wyzif, go ahead and give me another acrobatics and a d20.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
So you start falling behind a bit, but you're still pretty much with the group. Raggy, go ahead and give me the same. The Modrons are now piling out of the barracks and kind of running after you. Okay. And one more round. Wyzif, go ahead and give me your acrobatics. The Modrons are following pretty closely behind.
Here comes the crit one.
Yep. Go ahead and give me your rolls.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah. And go ahead and roll me a d20.
Oh.
You're dead.
And
How close are the Modrons behind him?
they're pretty. You've made some pretty decent headway on them, but they're not terribly far behind. Raggy, at the beginning of your turn, for a few moments, you've found the perfect stride. Go ahead and give me an intelligence or wisdom check, your choice.
Oh no.
It's a trap.
Oh no. Intelligence -1, wisdom +1. Okay.
So you're able to start bursting ahead. You can give me 2 acrobatics rolls now on your turn.
Cool. Is it my turn?
Yep, it is your turn.
Oh no. Yay!
So yeah, you're definitely out front at this point. Wyzif is kind of lagging behind. And as you're making your way across, you get to the across the end of the steel cog that you had to move on to get to this area. And now you have to kind of hop across little bitty cogs to get to the previous cog you were originally on. Everyone go ahead and give me acrobatics checks to try to successfully navigate the little cogs. We'll start with you, Wyzif. Or I guess.
Oops, I already did mine.
Oh, man.
Oh no, you're gone. You fall between the cracks and get squished in the gears.
You give me a dex saving throw, Wyzif.
Saving throw text. Oh.
So you kind of get caught in the cogs for a moment, and you take a bit of damage. You'll take 4 points of damage as one of the cogs kind of squishes on you and hurts, but it obviously doesn't kill you. And Raggy,
Oh, wow, you did it twice?
your acrobatics was good enough.
Is it good enough to save him too?
You're able to jump. Well, Wyzif makes it across. He just took some damage.
Okay.
But you are able to make it back towards the portal. When you step upon the portal cog, you immediately notice 2 things. The portal is shining brightly and is clearly active, although whether it leads to Melvant or some other place remains an unsettling question. The second thing is that the portal is blocked by steel plates and a group of Modron. More Modron are certainly hot on your trail, but you don't know how much time you actually have. What do you do?
So the portal is completely covered? There's no jumping
They
through?
have plates blocking it and kind of blocking your way.
What level are these, Modron?
They're mostly monodrones.
Mostly implies there's something else.
Yeah. Do tell.
So
What do we see?
there is a duo drone, and 4 mono drones.
So, knowing what I know about Modrons in general, which
Uh-huh.
is next to nothing, uh, would they have? Is there some kind of like signal link between them? Can they talk telepathically to each other
So
in any
the
capacity, or
the leader ones, like the Decaton, can issue commands telepathically, but the individual ones are not telepathic.
basically what I'm getting at is, would they know that we're not like? Would they know that Johnny is?
Just from what you know about Modrons, and like I said, Johnny can actually tell you that the leader is telepathic. He can tell you these were probably alerted and were in the area and instructed to barricade the portal from you guys specifically. But when you begin approaching, the duo drone does kind of step forward and say, SL33P13-773P, stand down with your otherworldly allies, and you will be disassembled peacefully.
No, Johnny Five, no disassemble.
Everyone go ahead and roll me initiatives. And yeah, he says back, he looks at you guys and he says, "My friends call me Johnny," and he readies his weaponry.
Damn right he does. You're damn right.
Which, if you remember, he originally told you his friends call him SL33P13 for short.
You're damn right. I remember. By the way, Johnny is my new also best friend. Can't forget Ruby Roo, but
So, Wyzif, you go first. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to figure out how far I am from these things. How do I? Am I in range to launch missiles at them?
Each square is 5 feet.
Oh, well within range. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
smoke him if you got him.
Yep. I'm gonna do firebolt at the duo drone.
Okay. It's worth noting that since you have had a short rest, you would actually have 1 spell slot back as a wizard. So you could actually shoot them with magic missile or run up and hit them with burning hands or something if you want. But entirely up to you.
15-yard cone. 15-yard cone, eh?
Well,
Yeah, walking up a bit and dropping burning hands would probably hit a lot of them.
You've seen my rolls. I'll probably end up spraying ourselves.
But don't they have to save?
yeah, they have to make a save.
It's not to hit.
But
So-
even if
so you're
they succeed, they take half damage.
Yeah, it's the better spell.
But it's up to you.
Toast him, man. Roast him.
Sure, I'll approach and burn, or was it burning hands of them?
Like, set them all on fire, man!
Yep. Is there anywhere specific you want to approach and attack from? It's like from here you could hit these 3. Yeah, so from here, looks like it'd still be about those 3. Looks like 3 is probably the best you're going to do because 15 feet is 3 squares. But yeah, you can hit them there like that if that's what you want.
Sure.
Okay. So go ahead and make them do their saves. So under the burning hand section, yep, save, and then click damage, and it'll automatically apply the damage to them.
Yeah.
So yep, you're able to fricassee 2 mono drones without issue. The duo drone took quite a bit of damage, but he does not seem to be out of the fight. He definitely had some burns on him from it, though. Raggy, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna run over there and stab him.
like.
Yep. Forgetting myself. That's a bad thing. All right. I'm going to be a little... There we go. 10 feet away because I've got reach.
Oh, wow.
And damage well.
Yep, so
Instant death.
You run up and you just kind of spear him right through the forehead, and he just immediately stops functioning. Whatever
Someone's
counts,
like, take that, you meaty!
whatever counts as like the brain or the central processing unit in them, you strike directly for it and knock it out immediately. Ruby charges down and attacks one of the monodrones, but does horribly. He's biting at the air. Johnny moves forward and attempts to squeeze one of them, and apparently misses with his first attack, but hits with his second. And
Crits.
He kills that one, and then he turns his attacks onto the other one. And again, misses with the first, but hits with the second, and crushes him to death as well. And he turns to you and says, "There will be more on the way. We must hurry." And he kind of starts ushering you guys
get
to
that metal
the portal.
off the portal and let's, get out of here, man.
Yeah, he starts kind of pulling them off with his tentacled arms and pulling them off really quickly. And he starts, motioning you guys to get through quick kind of thing.
Oh, no. He's too big, isn't he?
No, he can fit. He's just trying to make sure you guys get through.
Okay, I just had, my heart stopped for a second.
Save the dog, save Johnny.
Yeah. You go, I stay.
But yeah, you're able to... He's kind of trying to get you guys out.
Superman. All those mechanical bean jokes.
I assume you head through. Correct.
Yes.
Yep, you step through the portal and you come back out into Melvant. And when you do, there's several guards standing around with weapons ready. But you step out, and then Johnny steps out behind you, and they immediately arm their crossbows and point at him, as if they're ready.
He's with us, man.
Yell at them to stand down. He's an ally.
Okay, they look at you guys and look at him, and they cautiously lower their weapons. And moments later, the captain who sent you guys through, Aledstra, she comes striding forward and says, "Good, you've made it. What did you find out?"
They're gonna attack us, man.
She says,
They're got a whole army down there.
She says, the Modrons?
For sure.
She says, "Did you find the assassin? What happened?"
Show him the sapphire, man. He died, and they're trying to kill us, man.
The assassin died. It looked like it was attempting to provoke us.
I assume you show her the sapphire?
Sure.
She looks at it curiously and she says, "That's very odd.
Tell him, Johnny.
I'll
Tell him what's going on, man."
She says, "I'll get this in front of the sages, see if they can figure out anything. But you say the Modrons are going to attack?"
When the portal gets big.
She says, "Well, the portal seems to be stable for now, but it gets big, you say? Are they expecting the portal to widen more? Is that what you're saying?"
That's what they said, man. They're just gonna get bigger, and when it gets big enough, they're gonna come through with an army.
Yeah, Johnny says, "Yes, when the portal widens enough to move their army through, they plan on coming through to attack." And she looks over you and she says, "That's very alarming news." She says, "I'll have to discuss this with the council immediately. As for you, I thank you."
They're gonna kill all the humans.
She says, "I thank you for your services, and I'll pay you accordingly, as I had mentioned." She does pull out your bag of 500 gold. And she looks over to your friend Johnny, and she says, "If you don't mind, I think I would like to take your friend here into custody and see what we could find out from him. I assure you no harm will
You'd be
come
nice
to
to
him."
Johnny. No disassembling Johnny.
She says, yes, he will be invaluable in figuring out what exactly is going on. And with that, she does pay you. She actually pays you a little extra since you brought the Sapphire to her. In fact, she pays you an extra 300 gold, so you get a total of 800. Split up amongst each of you. That's 400 gold.
Cool.
But yes, she
How
does.
much does Ruby Roo get?
Ruby Roo, he takes your share. She takes him into custody and says that she'll figure out what they can, and she'll be in touch with you. And with that, we'll go ahead and stop for the evening since we're right about on time. So I thank you everyone for joining us. Patrick, what did you think? How did you enjoy yourself?
It was good. I didn't really know some of the stuff I'm like probably supposed to ask, but no, it was fun.
That's good. We always shoot for having fun. So
I had a blast.
I could tell.
I warned you, man.
So thank you everyone for joining us. We'll catch you here next week. We'll maybe try to pull in a couple extra people so we can have more than just 2 people playing with us. But I thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Skill Check.